So our code is up and running smoothly on the production server. But so far, we have been running the application through python manage.py run server command. This command is supposed to be used to serve the application in the development environment. In this episode, we are going to run our application through a service called Gunicorn, which is meant to be used in production and which will serve our application in a much more performant and efficient way. If your server is running, press Ctrl+C to stop that server. I am freshly logged into my app server. I will switch user to deployment user. I will make sure I am at the user's home directory, activate my virtual environment, and cd into the code folder. Let's try using Gunicorn, which we had installed previously via pip. We are going to run this command: Gunicorn --lowercase bind 0.0.0.0/8000.myproject.wsgi. We will replace my project with our project directory name. This is referring to the WSGI file of our code, which is this. So I would copy the command, paste in the terminal, and replace my project with polling. You should replace it with your code directory name. Press enter to run. This is essentially the same thing as run server, but instead of using the built-in run server, this is using Gunicorn. Back to your browser and reload your website. You can see everything still works the same way. This proves that Gunicorn is working as expected. But we would like to have Gunicorn running not only at port 8000 but at normal port 80, and that it should be running automatically on its own, which is expected of a normal public-facing website. First, we need to hit Ctrl+C to stop Gunicorn. Type deactivate and press the enter key to exit the virtual environment. Let's move back to our guide. Scroll down to the section that talks about creating systemd socket and service files for Gunicorn. We are going to copy this line of command, which is going to help us create a socket for Gunicorn. Paste in your production server terminal and press enter. I will switch back to the guide. I will copy this code and paste in the gunicorn.socket file. No need to change anything in the code. To save the file, press Ctrl button +X, type Y, and press enter. Copy this command that will help us create a Gunicorn service file and paste in the terminal. Press enter to run. Back to the guide, scroll down to the gunicorn.service sample file that has unit, service, and install sections, which is this. Make sure you replace any highlighted text with appropriate information for your project. What I will do is copy the whole thing and paste in Notepad. I will replace Sammy with deployment-user, my project directory with polling, my project directory / my project env with venv. I will replace my project with polling. I will copy the modified content and paste in the gunicorn.service file. Save and close the file. Copy and run the following commands to start and enable Gunicorn.socket file. That is done. Back to the guide. I am going to move to where it talks about testing socket activation. We want to test the status of our Gunicorn service. But before we do that, we need to reload the system daemon and restart Gunicorn. copy this command, switch back to your terminal, paste and run to reload Gunicorn. Then copy and run this one to restart Gunicorn. We should run those commands anytime we make changes to the gunicorn.service file. Let's confirm that Gunicorn is running with this command: sudo systemctl status Gunicorn. Gunicorn service is active and running. That will be it for this episode. We will set up and configure our Nginx web server to work with our Gunicorn service in the next episode.